A massive iceberg collapsed near the village, and what the residents found inside was terrifying. In a quiet coastal town in Greenland called Nuuk, life was peaceful until a strange iceberg nicknamed the Sentinel began moving closer to the village. At first, the residents thought it was harmless, even joked about it. But as the iceberg got closer each day, they started to feel worried. One morning, without warning, the iceberg collapsed with a loud crash. The impact sent icy water flooding through parts of the town, leaving everyone in shock. When the water settled, people saw something strange in the broken ice. Scientists arrived and found a mummified skeleton frozen inside the ice, along with a container leaking a reddish-brown liquid. The scientists said the container was radioactive, and the town was filled with fear. Many residents packed their belongings and left, but Eric and his nephew Bjorn stayed behind, wanting to find out more. The next day, they secretly went to the iceberg to check, but what they saw was shocking. The scientists kept working on the skeleton and the container, trying to figure out what they had found. They said the skeleton was very old, from the 1800s, and might belong to an explorer who went missing in the Arctic. The container, however, was from the Cold War, much later than the skeleton's time. This didn't make sense. How could something so old and something more recent end up together in the same iceberg? The scientists were confused but kept trying to find answers. Just as they were making progress, the government stepped in. Officials said it was a matter of national security and stopped the investigation. The scientists were taken away and no one was allowed near the site anymore. The town was left with no answers, only fear and questions. Many people in Nuuk were already scared after the iceberg collapsed. Hearing about the radioactive container made it worse, so many decided to leave the town. But Eric and his nephew Bjorn stayed. They couldn't stop thinking about what had been hidden in the iceberg. They spent hours talking about the skeleton and the container, wondering what the connection could be. Over time, Nuuk started to feel normal again. The daily routines of fishing and life by the sea returned. But the memory of the Sentinel stayed with the people who remained. Its collapse and the strange things it revealed had changed the town forever. Eric and Bjorn often stood by the shore, looking at the spot where the iceberg once was. They couldn't help but wonder if more secrets were hidden in the Arctic ice. The government's silence made them even more curious, but no one dared to investigate further. Life went on, but the mystery of the Sentinel was never solved. Eric and Bjorn, like the rest of the town, were left with unanswered questions. The story of the iceberg became a quiet reminder that some secrets are better left buried in the ice.